lapse time, or at least the lapse first minute, is filled with errors while broadcasting for some reason, even on 5G pixels. So, but it does work. And it is a hell of a lot easier than hours on a video to show a settlement, which I'll end up doing, but I really haven't had much drive or desire to do any videos on any settlements, just for the simple fact that that's pretty much all I've done for the last year, plus my actual real life land art projects that I do as well during the summertime. But I've done a lot of videos in the past year for Metal Gear Solid, a few for War Thunder, Fallout, primarily Fallout, and then on my Instagram page, my videos for my art project out in Bragg Creek, Alberta. So, this is a custom location. We're at that rocky Narrows Park, which will be renamed. Just the way that the build's been going thus far, I don't think I'll be making it into a park so much anymore, but I will be giving it that park feel. But now, since I've created my own lore, and since the governments of the world are what caused the destruction of the world in the first place, Voltron and the Minutemen have agreed that all government has been abolished, as well as all militaries, all organizations and institutions, and have reverted back to the natural state of human living, which is anarchy, which means without rulers. Now, anarchy does not mean chaos by any stretch of the imagination. If you think that, then you have been indoctrinated successfully. It is quite the opposite. We are sovereign beings capable of governing ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean you wouldn't have community centers where communities would get together and they would make the decisions with the people. You wouldn't have corrupt fucking governments, you wouldn't have police forces or military forces with a monopoly on force, and you would especially not have tyranny. No traffic tickets, anything like that, no ticketing, no taxes, nothing. Banks have also been abolished, and the use of bottle caps are slowly being uncirculated, and the use of money, which is a tool for control and control only, will be abolished. Until then, the use of bottle caps in this game is still being used. So I guess now that this is not a park anymore, it's more of like a community town hall or a community town organization. Now, this is the group or the committee selected by the people and are from the people and are for the people. It above all recognizes liberty, sovereignty, freedom, and the governing over oneself as a right, as an inalienable right, a God-given right, given to us. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people nowadays that are completely incapable of governing themselves. And I mean, you can't really blame them because they've been indoctrinated that way. But then again, some people do need some sort of governing just because they're just too irresponsible to fucking take care of themselves. So I mean, something like this, a full anarchist society without rulers, without anyone having a monopoly on force, and the people coming together as a united body, will slowly get people out of their sleep and would be able, and Voltron and the Minutemen would be able to establish a fully functioning, safe anarchy for everyone to live in, for everyone to live their lives the way they see fit and live off the law of the land. And what is the law of the land? You don't kill anyone, you don't fucking steal anything from anyone, and you are honest and truthful in your dealings, meaning you don't lie. Those are the three basic concepts of it. So what would happen for an enforcement of that if someone did kill someone? The people would decide. That would be an individual response of the people. It wouldn't be a set sentence. or anything like that. They would take the case into consideration, make an unbiased review on it. But honestly, in a new world like this, and I'm not talking about the New World Order by any stretch of imagination, but a new reset like this, um, it's capable to accomplish things like this. So I kind of lost my train of thought. um, so yeah, anarchy is more so, well, basically means no federal fucking banks. Federal banks pretty much have unlimited money. They control unlimited amounts of money, and they print money out of thin air. And they create artificial debt, and they keep us in this artificial debt system. Who the fuck in the world do we owe money to? Who? How does the world owe money to anyone? Let me ask you that. We don't. It's a fucking scheme, and it's a fucking scam, and it's been going on for over 100 years. More than that, it's been going on since Egypt, basically. We basically live in a Egyptian mystery school cult kind of world. Nowadays, in modern days, taking out of going away from Fallout. So our current reality is pretty much, for our extensive purposes, based from Egypt, and that's basically the structure that has survived, kind of like an Egyptian Roman empire, I guess you could say. So this is what I got here going on right now. This would be, I don't know, the republic for the people, basically. Um, it's a group of body where the people don't really govern, because most people can govern themselves. But the ones that they can't, I guess they would still have to govern somehow. Because, I mean, government does serve a purpose nowadays, but the true word government means to control your mind. That's what it literally means in Latin, to control your mind. So, and I mean, a lot of people do need to be governed, because a lot of people will just go fucking crazy and shoot everyone, or whatever the fuck. And that there is some sort of control, but the people that are capable of governing themselves certainly don't like fucking psychotic dick fucks telling them what to do, and what I can and cannot put in my body. When these assholes themselves are in a satanic fucking cult who murder children and who rape children by the thousands. So, that's your little wonderful world that you live in today, which is a reflection of ourselves, because we create the reality that we live in. We've just been manipulated into living this reality, basically. Let's sleep the 12 hours. I don't have any lights on. Now, to take away from that topic, let's get back more in my build. I'm just giving you a baseline of how the world would run in a free world, the law of the land, which is the natural way of law. Anarchy is the natural way of human living. It's people not being in chaos, but people getting together and working together. It's not fucking communism by any means. People always have these preconceived ideas of how to run or govern people. There's a republic, there's democracy, there's fascism. Dictator falls under fascism. There's communism, there's socialism. Everyone's caught up on these fucking labels that mean pretty much absolutely nothing, other than the fact that you've been indoctrinated with what they mean. For the simple fact, when I say anarchy, you automatically think chaos, because that's how it's always been portrayed. But that is exactly the complete opposite. And what we're living in today is in complete chaos. The United States alone has been in perpetual war for 242 years out of its 270-year existence. Think about that. That's 85% of the U.S.'s existence that they've been at war. It's a perpetual war system, it's a perpetual debt system, and it's a perpetual death system. You need the death business going, you need the debt business going, and all that for the control system to work. And hopefully that's all fucking falling apart here very, very quickly. Because I'm certainly getting fucking sick and goddamn fucking tired of it, that's for sure. So, this is my place here. It's going to be definitely not a legislature. There's no rules, there's no fucking statutes, there's no regulations or anything like that that are made up here. It's just what's best for the people and what should be done, what resources should be put where, etc., etc. What roads should be built, how to protect the wasteland, foreign invaders, blah 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 blah, all that. But it takes the freedom and the liberty of the people utmost and number one, and a sovereignty above all. That thing that you've been taught in high school, Lord of the Flies, where people are inherently evil, is just another propaganda tool to make you think that without governing, people would be evil as fuck. Well, that's indoctrinated programming telling you that. So, I've kind of made this a little bit different. I haven't used any of this metal siding in a very long time. I think the last time I used it was at the Citadel project. I like it because it adds a little bit more detail and architecture to the design, but then it also increases the build space as well. So I can put beds in here, or I can do whatever. And you also have structure, so it makes it more realistic having structure posts going down here. The build limit on this is pretty weird. It's the same as when I was building at Salem Coastal Island. The build bar goes up very slowly, so I'd say it's probably more like about 5-6 times, or around 5 times the build, 4 to 6 times the build. But when you do the weapon cheat on it, then it acts normally. It brings the bar down to like almost half, with only, say, 1,800 pounds of weapon equipment, that is. So, right now, let's just quickly check what the build bar is at, because I'm not sure. Like, I've condensed this into a small area, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to add all the detail I want to into some of the interior parts, because there's still a shit ton of, yeah, see the build bar is at, I don't know, a third, a little less than a third. So it's probably right about 1 times, or maybe 1.5 times the actual build. But yeah, it does go up very slowly. So at Salem, I ended up filling the build bar, and then that went down to almost half, and then I just basically filled it up a little bit more, because I didn't want to overload it. I didn't want any glitching. I didn't want any FPS issues. So, and Salem ended up working out great. So I actually do think I'll be able to get a lot of detail into this community organized committee, I guess. People committee. I don't know what you would call it. But yeah, I thought it kind of gave it more of like not a government look, but just like kind of like a town hall-ish look. But it is going to be a settlement, but it's going to be also where the people meet and decide what to do with resources, I guess. There's no lawmaking. Like I said, there's no fucking regulations, there's no statutes, there's no penalties for driving fast down the fucking road if there's no one harmed. There's nothing like that. There's no friggin' goddamn taxation. None of that's discussed here. There's only one law, there's only one true law, and that's the law of the land, the law of consciousness. Don't harm, don't kill, don't steal, be truthful and honest in your conductings and your dealings, and be respectful. Don't walk on the fucking grass in front of someone's front yard, for example. Shit like that. Be thoughtful, be considerate. And there, you don't need laws. You don't need fucking bylaws. You don't need to be charged. You don't need taxes so fucking you can fill the fat pockets of these fucking disgusting politicians. So, and not all of them are bad. Some of them are actively seeking to maintain our rights, which, well, in Canada we have the Bill of Rights, but you have the Constitution in the States, but people think it's a right, but really it's not a right, it's a privilege. You just have to look at the fine writing, and the government can take your privileges away whenever they want. You don't have a right. You have your inalienable right as a sovereign being, but while you stand as a citizen, you have no rights. You have privileges. So I think I'm going to end it at that. There's a lot more work to be done, but this is going to be the basic size of this. I might replace this balcony here with some more iron gating. I don't know. We'll have to see once I get going. This is going to be kind of like a park area, I guess. I'll extend some trees on the outside. The good thing about this place is that it is fully contained. The only entrance is through these 3 gates, or if you scale the wall, I guess. But yeah, everything else is blocked off. And even on the other side, it's blocked off as well. So that's, it looks like I gotta get rid of that, but that's okay. So lots more work, lots of places to put trees in. I always like to keep some grass. I don't like to fill up the entire area with concrete. But yeah, that's what I got going so far. I don't really know what to name it quite yet, because I don't like putting labels on pretty much anything. I don't like the use of labels at all. So that's that. I don't know. Again, I don't know what to name it. We'll see. I'll do some work on it tonight, hopefully. I don't know. I've been feeling very non-energetic for the last 2 or 3 days, so we'll see what's gonna happen. And I still have to make videos for all these. I still have to make a video for Coastal Cottage, a video for Salem Coastal Island, and once I'm done this, a video for this. So I'm gonna end it on here. Let you guys go. But these are always much easier to do than making an actual video. So, have a good night.